They didn't even look at me when they said it. "Move, Lacey. That's for Anna. You don't belong there." My mother's voice was dismissive, clipped, as though she were brushing crumbs off the table. My seat, the one I'd sat in since childhood, was already filled. My brother's wife smiled smugly as she smoothed her dress, slipping into my place without hesitation. The table was full, no chair left for me. I nodded, silent, and turned toward the door. I could feel the laughter at my back. I could hear the whisper, "She's always been an outsider." I walked out, calm on the surface, but inside, I was fire. It wasn't the first time they tried to erase me. I was the middle child, the quiet one, the one who didn't demand. My brother soaked up all the light, and I grew used to shadows. At first, I thought it was my fault. Maybe I wasn't enough. But enough for what? Their love was conditional, their approval transactional. The first real fracture came years ago, when I discovered the truth. While I was working double shifts to pay off my college debt, my father had taken money from the account my grandfather set aside for me. "Your brother needed it for his wedding," he said, as if it were obvious. As if my future was negotiable, disposable. That was the night I stopped begging for a seat at their table. That was the night I began building my own. The signs of betrayal were constant after that. Small, sharp cuts. My birthday forgotten while theirs were celebrated with parties. My opinions ignored at family gatherings. My brothers' wives taking what little space was left for me, until I was nothing but a ghost in my own bloodline. Each slight carved a new scar, and with every scar I learned. I didn't fight, I observed, I calculated. The plan began quietly. Grandpa was the only one who saw me, not as an inconvenience, but as his equal. He taught me about investments, real estate, the weight of contracts. He saw through my silence and recognized the discipline beneath it. When my parents cut me out of their will, I didn't argue. I'd already moved beyond their scraps. But Grandpa, he wanted justice. He signed the deed of his estate into my name. This house. The same house they were sitting in now, dismissing me. And I told him I wouldn't reveal it. Not yet. Revenge, like wealth, grows best in silence. So I let them mock me. I let them treat me as the expendable child. I let them give my seat away. Because timing is everything. And tonight, the stage was set. When I reached the door, Grandpa's voice cut through the room, gravelly, stern. "Sit down, Lacey." I froze. Everyone did. My father shifted in his chair. "Dad, there's no place for her." "Enough," Grandpa snapped, slamming his hand on the table. His gaze swept across the room, sharp as a blade. Then he turned to me. "Actually, she owns this house." The silence was absolute. My mother's fork dropped against her plate. My brother's wife stiffened in my chair, her smug smile collapsing. I turned slowly, walked back in. My heels echoed on the hardwood. I didn't rush. I didn't need to. Every second stretched like a lifetime. I stopped beside the table, beside her. Anna looked up at me, pale. "What does he mean?" I leaned down, close enough for her to feel my breath. "It means," I whispered, "you're sitting in my seat." The collapse was beautiful. My brothers demanded answers. My parents sputtered excuses. My mother's face was red with embarrassment, fury, shame. I didn't argue. I didn't explain. Grandpa slid the deed across the table, the official stamp clear, my name inked in bold. Every eye followed it. Every mouth fell silent. They realized then that the daughter they had dismissed, the sister they had mocked, the relative they had erased, was the one who now held the keys to their roof. I pulled out a chair, not the one Anna had stolen, but the head of the table. Grandpa nodded, proud. Slowly, I sat. They watched me, stunned. "Dinner's getting cold," I said calmly, pouring myself a glass of wine. No one moved at first. Then, one by one, they obeyed. Forks lifted, plates shifted. No one dared look me in the eye. The power wasn't in the deed. It wasn't in the house. It was in the silence that followed. The silence of people who suddenly understood their own irrelevance. They had tried to erase me. Instead, I erased their illusion of control. That night, as laughter stuttered and conversation limped, I sat at the head of the table in the house they no longer owned. Every betrayal, every insult, every stolen moment led here, to this silence, to this reckoning, and I savored it like the finest wine. I don't need their love. I don't need their acceptance. What I needed was respect, and respect is never given. It's taken.